Hello guys, today I'm going to explain how to create a simple Struts application using the NetBeans IDE. The Struts framework is a very useful component for creating an enterprise Java application. By using the Struts framework, you can easily implement the MVC architecture in the Enterprise Edition Java web application. Okay, here I'm using the NetBeans IDE version 7.3.1. My aim is to demonstrate a simple web application that use the Struts framework. So here I'm going to create a simple login validation using the Struts framework. Here I'm going to create a simple form that contain login information, a username and an email field. If the user enter an invalid entry for that both two fields by using the Struts framework, I'm going to validate that form. So here I'm going to create a new project. It's a Java web application. Using the web application, click next. Here I give the project name as log validation, and click next. Here my server is Glassfish server. Click next. Here I use the Struts framework 1.3.110, and here is the action servlet name. Here my action servlet name is action, and URL pattern is of course start.do, and here is the simple application resource which is a package, and click finish. Now here my project is created, and there are two JSP pages. First one is the index.jsp. Also there is another JSP page called the welcome struts.jsp. I just close all other open pages on my editor. Now here is the project local log validation, and on the web pages there is an index.jsp and welcome struts.jsp, and on the web.inf folder here is the struts config.xml file. Here is the struts config.xml file, and here is the deployment descriptor of my project. Okay, now I have to create a login form. So for that I just create a new JSP page and name that JSP page as login, and click finish. So if the login is successful, we need another page called the success page. So for that I create another JSP page, name it as success, and I place that JSP in another folder called the web.inf. A JSP page on the web.inf is not directly accessible to the user, so I place that page on the web.inf folder. So here is the folder name for the success.jsp page is the web.inf, and click finish. Here is the success page and here is the login page. Now I need to create some form here. Before that I have to add the Struts tag libraries. So here I'm going to add the Struts tag libraries by using URI http struts.apache.org tags First is bean, and give a prefix here. Prefix is bean. Okay, so next you need to add the HTML prefix. So here I'm going to add this tag library again. Tag library. Again same URI. But here it is not bean. Here it is HTML, and give prefix as, here prefix is HTML. Okay, I just add the bean and HTML tag libraries here. Now I'm going to create a form here. So I just delete the default welcome message on the JSP page. So here I'm going to add an HTML form. HTML form here, and give an action here. I provide action as login. So here I just close the HTML form. So in order to create the login form, I'm going to create a table here. I just create a table here, and here is the first row of the table. And here is the first column data on the table data. On the first column I ask for the name and the name, and on the second column of that row I just catch the value from the user table data. So here I'm going to catch the value using HTML colon text and name. Here the name, you need to provide the name of the form action beam. So here I'm going to give it as login form, and you need to provide a property name here. I give it as name. Okay, I just give a name field here. So in this second row I'm going to ask for the email from the user. Enter email. Okay, here the same form action beam, and here is the I change the property name as email. Now I need to provide a submit button here. So here I'm going to create a submit button. HTML submit value is equal to login. Okay, I just complete the login form of my project. Here is the login form, and I just ask for the name, email, and I submit that. Here is the form action bean name is the login form. So now I am going to create that login form. So go to select the right click the project and choose the new option and choose other, and from the categories choose struts and Here is the structs action form bean. Choose that and click next. Here you need to name it. I give it as login form, and here you need to provide that package name and click finish. Now here is the form action beam is created. Login form.java. Here by default the id create two field here. First one is the name and second one is the number. Here is the getter and setter methods for the two variables, name and number. So in our project there are only two field, name and email, so we don't need this number field. I just delete it. Okay, so here we need one more variable called the email. I declare it string email. Now I'm going to create this getter and setter method for this variable email. For that, just place the cursor on that email and click the alt insert button on your keyboard. Alt insert button on your keyboard, and here is the getter and setter method, and choose it and create generate. Now here is the get method, and here is the get method, and here is the set method for the variable email. I save it. Now we need to create the action class for this bean login form.java. So again right click the project and choose the new option and choose other, and choose the structs category and select the structs action and click next. Here you need to provide a name for the class name. I give it as login action and provide the same package name. Here you need to provide an action path. The action path is same as the action on the form. So on the form I give it as login, that is the action provided on the form. Now click next. Here is the action beam. Here is the bean class corresponding to this action class, and here we don't need this slash, and the scope is here session, and we don't need this validate action from bean, and click finish. Go to the login.jsp. Here is the action. I provide action as login. Okay, now we need to validate. Now we need to get the data on the action class. So go to the login action class, and here is a method called execute. On that method you need to create an object of the login action.java. So here I'm going to create an object of login form. I give it as, I name it as login bean is equal to, here is the object of action form. I just assign it form. You need to cast it here into login form. Okay, now for getting the two variables name and email, you need to create another two variable string name and email. Now I get value for name. Name is equal to login bean dot get name. Now get email. email is equal to login bean dot get email. Okay, now I need to validate this. If user enter both the field correctly, then we need to map it into find forward by success. Otherwise we need to return a false find forward method. So here I'm going to validate it using an if loop. If name equal to null, or email is equal to null, or name dot equals user just create a space for name, or if the email field is provided incorrectly, so email dot index of, if there is not provide the at symbol for email, if it is not provide, it will return -1, otherwise it will return the position. Something else here. Dot equals. Okay, if it is found to be a false one, then we need to return mapping dot find forward. I pass it as a variable, string variable failure. Okay, now you need to declare this variable failure. So here is the success declaration. I just copy it and paste it, rename it as failure. Failure. Okay, now we need to set an error message on the bean class. So go to the login form.java. Here you need to create an error message. For that I just create another variable, private string error. So here also you need to create the getter and setter method for this variable. So just place the cursor on the variable name and click control insert, sorry, alt insert. Here is the getter and setter method, choose that and click generate. So here is the setter method, and here is the setter method, and here is the getter method. Here I'm going to create the error message. Place provide valid data for both fields. To make it is more stylable, I just give an additional HTML tag here, span style is equal to color red. I change the font color into red, and here I just close that HTML syntax, HTML tag span. Okay, now I need to set the error message. So go to the action class login action.java. Before return the error, before return the error on the find forward method, I need to set the error message. So I use the login bean object dot set error. I just call the set error message. Okay, now you need to do something on the success page. On the success, here is the success.jsp page. Here you need to add the same tag library. So here I just add the bean here on the success.jsp page. Here also I add the tag library for the bean prefix. Now I just change the message login success, create a paragraph tag here, your name. Here I'm going to print the name using the bean dot write name is equal to the name of the bean, that is login form, and you need to provide a property name here, and the property name is name. Okay, in the same way I need to print the email also. So copy it and paste it here, your email. Here also the name is the same name login form, and change the property name. Here it is email. Okay, so now you need to set the error form and success form on the struts config.xml file. So go to that and right click on that file and choose the add forward and select the forward name here. I give it as success and choose a resource file here. So you need to choose the success page from here. Success page is resides on the web.inf, and I choose the success.jsp and select that file, and here action is login and add. So on the forward tab you can see that forward name is equal to success and path is equal to web.inf success.jsp. Now you need to create the error also. So add forward, I give it as failure. Now the resource type is when an error occur, we have to print it on the login page itself. So I change it to login.jsp, select that file, and action, here also action is login, and click add. So on the forward tab you also see the failure, and here the path of that failure is login.jsp. Okay, now again something we have to do on the login.jsp page. So if user enter some incorrect value for that field, you need to print some message here. So on the top of the table I again add another row here, table row. I'm going to create a table data, and here I close that table data. Here I'm going to print that error message here using the bean write method, bean write tag. Here name is the name of the bean class login form, and property, here the property is error, name of that variable error. Okay, save it, and one more thing, you need to declare the filter. I make the filter as false. Okay, that's fine. Now I have to change the welcome page of this project. So go to the web.xml file on the deployment descriptor and select the page option. Here is a welcome file. I change it into login.jsp and save it. Now this is the time to run the project. I just run the project. Here is the progress. You can see here is the progress of that running. Okay, here you can see that the project is open up on my browser. Here is the enter name field and here is the email. I'm going to nothing to enter on these two fields and click login. Here you can see that on the same page itself the error message is appear. Please provide a valid data for both the field. This is the error message that actually we are given. Now I just fill it with my name and I provide an invalid email here and click login. Again it is not go to the success page and I does not provide anything on the name field and again click login. Now it's again the error message is appear. Now I provide a name and now I'm going to give a proper email ID, Prabish 2868 at gmail.com and click login. Now you can see that it is going to the success page. Guys, this is how we using a simple Struts application, using a simple web application using the Struts framework. You will get the complete steps, each individual step from a blog. I will provide the complete source code and each step-by-step process on my blog. You have to get it from my blog. My blog URL is given under the description of this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next part of this tutorial. Please subscribe my channel for getting more video updates.